Our first video, I'm going to teach you how to make a basic scarf. What you're going to need is a case-size needle. I prefer the one with the pointy tip and the slit neck. Case-size needle is the most common needle that you're going to need. So definitely, if you plan to keep up with crocheting, go ahead and invest in one of these. Also, we're going to be using Red Heart yarns, worsted weight. It doesn't really matter what color you choose. As a beginner, I would suggest that you get something that is brightly colored. That way, you can actually see the yarn that's just being worked. Alright, let's hop to it. Okay, first things first, you want to go ahead and create the knot that goes around the crochet needle. So what I do is this little slip knot thing, you just wrap it around 2 fingers like a little fish, and you just pull the longer piece through, and there you have it. Alright, so we're going to make a scarf today. So the 3 stitches we'll be doing are the chain stitch, single crochet, and double crochet. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and chain 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Alright, so now we got this little concoction that looks like a braid. It's a little small, but you know, once you get started, it'll look better. Okay. You've created 15 chains. This is the last stitch right here, that loop right here between my fingers. You're going to skip over that, and then you're going to single crochet into the other 14 stitches. So that's 1 stitch. Yeah. 2. Okay, I've chained my 15. This is what it comes out to look like. It looks like a chain, like a little braid, you know, green hair, all you mermaid fans. Okay, so we have 15 chains. Right here, that is the 15th chain, right here. We're going to skip over it, and we're going to do 14 single crochets. 1 single crochet in all of the remainder chains, okay? So here's 1. Just go in. Now this first row of single crochet is going to be difficult. Here's 2. It's going to be hard to see. It's just hard to grasp the yarn sometimes at the very beginning, but once you keep it going, it actually, you know, starts to do what you want to. Alright, we got our 14 single crochets. So this should be what you have. Okay, so we're going to start row 2. We're done with the chain stitch and we're done with the single crochets. You're going to go ahead and get into doing the double crochets. They're a little bit bigger, so they make it go faster, and that's going to build up the body of your scarf. So now that we've done the single crochets, we're going to chain 1. Actually, we're going to chain 3, I'm sorry. And we're going to turn it. Just turn the body of the project around. Right there, that is our first stitch. We're going to skip it. Now for double crochet, you just go over, insert your hook, pull through. So now you have three yarn overs on your hook. Pull through the first two. Now you have two left on. Pull through the second two, and you just keep going. Insert hook, pull out. Pull through two, pull through two. Insert hook, pull out. Pull through two, pull through two. Insert hook, pull out. Pull through two, pull through two. And just keep it going. Insert hook, pull through two, pull through two. You want to keep going till you get all the way to the end. You should have 14 of these. Now that first chain 3 that we did at the beginning, where we skipped that first stitch, all that counts as the first stitch. So you're really doing 13 of these double crochets, but the chain 3 is going to count as 14. And you just keep it going. Now when you get to the end, it's going to be really hard to control the body of the project because you have so little of it on there. It all kind of wants to do what it wants. You just keep it going. Alright, so we have, let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. See this little piece right here at the end? Right here. That's going to get on your nerves because you can't always tell that that's a stitch. And sometimes it's really confusing on where to put it. Trust me, nobody's going to know to look there. So just go ahead, pick up the project again, and just yarn over. Insert hook. At this point, it really doesn't matter. As long as you find a loop or hole or anything to put it in. Pull through. See, I only got one loop, but I'm going to try to get 2. Oh, let's see, a little hard. If you have long nails, this is a temporary thing, but if you have long nails, power to you. It makes it really hard to control the project. Okay, here we go. Pull through. Alright, pull through 2, pull through 2. So now I have 14 stitches. And we're going to keep this going, and we're going to build it up, and that's going to create the body of the scarf. Now, as you see, this is pretty wide. Well, this is not pretty wide, but this is how wide it's going to get with the 14 stitches. So, if you want it wider, you can just pull it apart, just pull the string, and it'll all come apart, and start over, and I would say double it maybe, or do, we did 15, so maybe 20, 21, 22, and that'll make it a bit wider. Okay, so I went ahead and I added 3 more rows to the beginning of my scarf, and this is what it came out to look like. So I stopped the video because I wanted you to go ahead and see if you can repeat the pattern on your own without my help. So I know that one of the things that you would encounter is when you start the next row, what do you do with this chain 3 because it's not set up like the other stitches, and how do you put the stitch on top of it? How do you insert into it? Well, what I prefer to do is instead of inserting it to the stitch, see this little gap in here, I just like to stick it in between the gap, in between the chain 3 and double crochet, and I just do it that way. It's a bit neater, and I don't have to thumb around with this last stitch trying to figure out where it's supposed to go. But if that's not what you want to do, if you don't like how that turns out, when you do a chain 3, it's going to split itself up where there's 2 on one side and 1 on the other. That's usually what happens. So just go ahead, yarn over, insert it in there. It's going to create you a gap either way. And just pull through 2 and pull through 2, and that's what you're going to have. But this is basically what the scarf's going to look like. Now, because it's a beginning video, and this is really, really easy, counting the rows and keeping up with them, that's not where your mind should be. You just want to make sure that you can do this. You can control your yarn tension and make sure that you have 14 stitches on each row. Because, well, you're probably going to want to finish the scarf. 1 skein of yarn is enough to make 1 scarf. If you think your scarf's too long, maybe you want to start over and just make it a bit wider or whatnot. But basically, this is what your scarf's going to look like once you finish. Hope you enjoy.